Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the BeTechly and the Microsoft 365 Community Conference scheduled preview series 2026. We're officially about 3 weeks out from the conference, and the full conference schedule is now live on the website, which means you can start exploring sessions, planning your days, and getting excited about what's ahead. Over the next 6 business days, we're going to be walking you through the career shaping pillars topic at this year's show, giving you a preview of the content, the experiences, and how to make the most out of your time in Orlando. Today, we're kicking things off with what is truly the flagship topic of this year's conference, Copilot. Copilot is at the center of so many conversations right now, from AI adoption to productivity to how teams work day to day. Well, at this year's conference, Copilot is also the topic with the most session content overall. There are more than 100 sessions related to Copilot and 80 something plus 81, 82 sessions that are directly focused on Copilot itself. So, what I want to do first is to show you how to find these sessions, how to filter them, and how you can start planning your conference experience today. So, what we're going to do is we're going to head over to nextgen365events.com. There you go. And then from the top navigation, we'll click on sessions. All right. And once you're on the session page, you'll see an option there, like a button for you to refine results or filter. There you go. And on this tiny box right here, there are several ways you can filter, the sessions. You can do by type, by level, by industry focused by speaker, by topic, you name it. But for now, I'm going to show you how you could choose a topic, overall, so that you can see the number of sessions that you can choose from. So we're going to do the topic for now, and we're going to input there. Just let's click on by topic at the top. There you go. Yep. All right, let's click that. And then we'll see Copilot. Oh, there you go. All right. So as you can see, there's no extra click in here. If we scroll down a little bit on the page, you'll see all the sessions related to Copilot. Right? So this is the good thing about this. And now we're going to try to search for a specific topic, that's our sponsor is going to speak for this session. So let's try to do that sessions one more time. And then this time we're going to try to use the speaker name. And what I'm going to put here is let's put Ryan Barron. All right, let's click on that tile right there. There you go. So when you click on the tile, you will see the details of the sessions, like when it's going to be, what is the time, what's the information. You will actually going to see it in there. And let's look for another session where Ryan is a guest speaker. So let's do the sessions one more time, do the refined results, and then let's do speaker name, and let's put in there Steve P. There you go. Let's click on that tile so you could see. All right, this is another session where Ryan is going to be a guest speaker. And as you all notice, if we go back to the main screen, as you all notice, there's no extra button click. Once you selected what you prefer, it will automatically filter for you. So in addition to the breakout sessions, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen here. All right, so in addition to breakout sessions, the conference will also feature hands-on workshops. These workshops are designed to go deeper, giving you more time to learn, explore, and apply concepts in a focused interactive setting. So if you're looking for practical immersive learning, workshop is a great way to round out your conference experience. Now, please note that the team is continuing to work on additional planning tools, including a downloadable full conference schedule and dynamic ways to view sessions like by conference day. One important thing to keep in mind as you plan: sessions are first come, first serve, and each room has limited capacity. Some session can become very popular, so we strongly encourage you to build your schedule early and have a plan for what you want to attend. In addition to all incredible session content, there will be more than 70 exhibitors and sponsors at this year's conference. They're bringing hands on experiences, fun booth activations, and in many cases, their own sessions and deeper dives at the show. Today, you're going to hear from two of those sponsors who will give us a quick preview and what they're planning and what you can expect when you visit them in the exhibit hall. So I'd like to introduce our first sponsor, Ryan Berry at M Files.
Hey, Ella. Hey, thanks so much for having us here, and thanks everyone for joining. It's really exciting. We're thrilled to be at the conference. We're thrilled to be sponsoring, and I want to just take a few minutes to introduce my company, M Files. I've been with M Files for a number of years now. We're a global business with customers all around the world. We have about 6,000 customers in over 100 countries. And for those of you who are wondering what M Files is a context-first document management platform, and we are built for the AI era. We're designed to help organizations operationalize Microsoft 365 Copilot and all the agents you can build out of Copilot with confidence. As Copilot adoption has accelerated, I think organizations are learning a hard truth, which is that AI is only as useful as the information it can reason over. And that's where M Files steps in. So today, business critical content is spread deeply across systems, line of business applications, and legacy repositories. It's fragmented, it's inconsistently governed, and it's missing the context that AI needs to really be trusted by the users in your organization and by you as a business leader building those workflows in your organization with AI. M-Files solves this problem by organizing information based on what it is, not where it lives. We use business context built with metadata and the relationships between real-world business concepts that relate to your business to connect documents and other content to the people, projects, and processes they belong to, creating a governed, business-ready information foundation. That foundation is what makes AI trusted and scalable in real enterprise situations. And because M-Files is native to Microsoft 365, it works directly inside your Microsoft 365 tenant, just like SharePoint, and that it means it works natively with Microsoft 365 Copilot with no connectors. It means we ground AI and agents in our permission-aware, business-relevant content, and that produces better answers, lower risk, and AI and agents that teams can truly rely on. On top of that, M-Files adds trusted AI capabilities. We bring automatic classification, metadata enrichment, risk identification, and workflow automation, so that AI doesn't just generate content, it drives real-world business processes. M-Files is also natively accessible to Microsoft Purview, which means that the great data governance of Microsoft also extend to M-Files. So that's the lens for today's conversation from the M-Files side. It's how strong information foundations, native Copilot access, and built-in governance come together to unlock agents that organizations can actually trust and put to work. So let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to be exhibiting during the conference and the reason why we're going to be there. So we're going to be at the M365 Community Conference because this is where we think Copilot can start to move from concept to reality for businesses out in the world. Organizations that we talk to aren't asking whether to use Copilot anymore. They're asking how to make it reliable, secure, and business ready. And that's the exact problem that M-Files solves. So as Microsoft 365 Copilot and agents become embedded in your everyday work, information quality, permissions, and governance become critical success factors. And M-Files exists to make enterprise content usable for AI, not just stored for AI. So Copilot agents can do the real work and not just generate answers, or in many cases, unreliable and inaccurate or irrelevant answers. So this conference we see as bringing together the people that are actively shaping the future of AI and agents in the workplace. Microsoft product teams, architects, enterprise practitioners, and we're here at the conference to help bridge strategy to execution. So when you come visit our booth, you're going to see how trusted AI works inside Microsoft 365 live, not theoretically. Our booth focus areas are going to be number one, how Copilot is grounded in a real business context, where you're going to see how M-Files enriches Microsoft 365 Copilot with metadata, contextual relationships, permissions, all of that to improve accuracy and trust without users leaving their familiar Microsoft applications. Number two, you're going to see agent-ready information foundations. You're going to learn what Copilot agents actually need to take action safely and how contextualized information enables automation without increasing business risk, whether that's customer risk, reputational risk, or security, compliance, or regulatory risk. And number three, you're going to see how governance accelerates AI and doesn't block it. You will explore how classification, sensitivity, retention, and access controls are applied automatically with M-Files and in a dynamic way that reflects your real-world business so that AI can scale without sacrificing compliance and security. And finally, we'll show you how M-Files is Microsoft native by design and how everything we do runs natively inside Microsoft 365, aligned with Microsoft's architecture and roadmaps. We're not a bolt-on, we're not a shadow system. We're right there with you in Microsoft 365 with all the great capabilities that you get from OneDrive and SharePoint, also applicable to M-Files. So in short, our booth is going to show how we move from Copilot experimentation to operational enterprise-grade AI. And then we'll have a couple sessions where I personally will be speaking and having some time in front of the audience. So our first one's going to be a session called Effective AI Starts with Context, and how to enable confident Copilot and agentic workflows. This is going to be with Microsoft. So it's going to be myself and Ian Story, who's the principal architect for OneDrive and SharePoint. We'll be speaking on Thursday at 11:45 to 12:30 p.m. In the session, if you choose to attend, you'll learn about why Copilot and agents struggle without business context. You'll learn how contextual relationships built with metadata improve AI reasoning and decision making. You'll learn what agent-ready information actually looks like in Microsoft 365, and you'll learn how governance permissions enable AI at scale. So this session is going to be all about how Microsoft and M-Files together enable AI that enterprises can trust and operationalize. Where you'll also see M-Files is a Microsoft session that's being hosted earlier in the week called Supercharge Copilot with Every Enterprise Document. Key speakers there are going to be Steve Pusilek, who's a senior product manager for SharePoint Embedded, and Shreyas Saravanan. And you'll see me on stage with them as a guest speaker at some point during that conversation. That session is going to highlight Microsoft's vision for enabling Copilot across enterprise content, and will show how foundational information access, permissions, and storage models support that goal. M-Files will be there to support the conversation around how to extend Copilot across governed enterprise content, how to ensure permissions and compliance travel with those documents, and how to prepare your information for future Copilot and agent experiences. So that's a lot, but let me summarize. If you're thinking about why is M-Files at the Microsoft 365 Community Conference, it's because we'll be showing how strong information foundations native to Microsoft 365 unlock Copilot and agents that enterprises can actually trust and deploy at scale. So with that, let me hand it back to Ella.
That sounds exciting, Ryan. Thank you so much for doing that and for sharing with us a quick preview of what you're going to do at the conference. Well, let's add some excitement and let's bring our second sponsor on the stage, Nico Bernie Miller at Change 3. Whoops, you're on mute.
Hi, everybody. See, of course, excitement. Thank you for joining us today. So, Change 3, this is our first year exhibiting at the Microsoft 365 Community Conference, M365 Con 26, and we're really excited. We're joining today's session because our booth is all themed about how to empower your AI momentum. Thank you so much, Ryan. I was enthralled by your conversation. And I wonder if my small business could use M-Files because we are 100% in with Copilot. It has transformed how we operate our business in the last 6 months. And we're so excited about it because last year I attended the 2025 Microsoft 365 Community Conference and got my first I guess you could say, hands-on walkthrough of Copilot and all its capabilities with Microsoft and with, incredible vendors like mFiles. And that led me as the CEO of Change 3 to start our AI journey in like with all feet in, right? So 6 months later, we've doubled in size in our revenue without having to add staff. We've added capabilities. We've introduced a whole bunch of capabilities. And I'm actually about to publish my second book, The Radical Strategist, about how we as humans can claim our economic power in this AI era. All thanks to Microsoft 365 Copilot. That's why I'm exhibiting at this year's show. My booth is actually really for those smaller organizations, and especially for, it looks like about 50 people who are going to be participating in the grant program that we are honored to host with Microsoft and NextGen 365 events. So if you're a nonprofit, a small business, or you've been referred to our grant program by one of our nonprofit organizations like the Women in Tech, Women in Power, Women of 365, the ITSMF, if you're in any of those organizations or any others, please mosey on over to change3e.com/grants and apply for a grant to attend this year's show. There's actually been a really great fund set up, and a number of organizations have participated so that we can extend the incredible access of this year's powerful content to help you transform your business too. So even if you're small or you're in a nonprofit and you don't have enterprise budgets, you can still take advantage of the career changing and life changing content that's going to be at this year's show. And our booth is really there to be your home. So if you have questions, I don't know. I know last year was my first time being at a conference in a long time. And so, having a home base where you could stop by and get some tips and get some support. We're also going to have healthy treats at our booth, also from, water enhancers, things to keep you boosted without caffeine if you want to do that. And so our whole goal there is to just create a welcome, warm place for you to kick off your AI momentum. What I loved about what Ryan talked about is how, we go from experimentation to true and full scale and production. And that's really what happened in my company, even though we're small. So it happened really fast. We started out with like one person, and overnight that person's like productivity literally transformed. So I was like, okay, well, let me try two. And now it's like 50% of all of our M365 users are also using Copilot. And it's been phenomenal for us as a company. And I'm always trying to figure out, well, what else can we do to enhance how Copilot helps us automate or helps us to transform how we operate. And so this year's show will be my opportunity as the CEO and as an exhibitor to walk around and to learn and, take ideas from others and to see what solutions that I should be adding into my environment so that I'm really supercharged and optimized. What's great about our booth as well, so like I said, if you're a small business, if you're starting your AI journey, and you're using Microsoft Copilot as your foundation, which I strongly recommend, we encourage you to stop at our booth because we've got two of our strategic partners that are going to be joining us. So we've got HBAR Solutions, and we've got three people from that. We're going to be playing a really fun Jenga game called, your AI Stack. And those guys are a Microsoft partner, and that's all they do is they help companies of all sizes, small and large, really solve a lot of their technical issues, whether it's AI security or weaving together solutions like mFiles into your environment. They also provide training and support through our team. And so whatever you need to really accelerate and build your AI momentum, that team can help you do alongside us. Our other partner will be 2911 Media. And so that's really for our nonprofit, especially our church organizations. We have a few of you guys coming here because it doesn't matter what industry you're in, AI absolutely will transform it in some way or another, including mission-driven organizations. And so that's why we're excited to have Dawn Jordan Jones join us. And she's going to be there to really talk to you leaders, church leaders and other key decision makers in those type of mission-driven organizations, and how AI, especially Microsoft Copilot, can help you achieve your mission and obviously achieve that, spread the word and do spread the good news and all the things that you're tasked to do. So join us. Our booth is 115. You'll see it because it's going to be brightly colored with our, logo colors, teal and purple. And you'll see like a whole bunch of people in our booth, like in the hood. So you'll see us and we'll be making a big mess. Everyone's going to be cussing us out, I'm sure, because we're going to be playing our Jenga game. But stop on by and get your extra boost so that you're going to get everything you can in these 3 days in Orlando. So let's heat it up in Orlando. Woo woo. Thank you guys. And we can't wait to see you in the next few weeks in Orlando.
Thank you so much, Nico. Ryan and Nico, we're really looking forward to seeing what you bring, to the conference this year. Well, as we wrap up, a few important reminders. If you're registered, keep an eye out for your invite to the conference mobile app Wova, where you'll be able to build your personal schedule, create meetups, and plan your days in more details. Now, if you haven't registered for the Microsoft 365 Community Conference, you still have time to save 150 on your conference pass by using code SAVE150. And if you're part of a small business or nonprofit, grant applications are still open. So visit us at change3e.com/grants or just scan the QR code on your screen. If you have questions, you can always reach out to the team at info@nextgen365events.com or connect with us with them on site in Orlando. Well, everyone, our goal is simple: to help you have the best possible experience at the hashtag M365Con26. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today, and we can't wait to see you in Orlando. Bye.